Right, Guitar at Day, episode 3, the attack of the 80s. Okay, so the first two guitars I ran through in this series of videos were purchased in 1978. This guitar is not the next guitar I bought. I actually bought a couple of guitars in the mid-80s, but they didn't make it out to the Far East with me. They're both still sitting in the UK at a friend's place. So I'm afraid you're not going to see those. So if we fast forward to 1992, I was in a hard rock band in Lancashire called Steel Dawn, and the manager talked me into buying this guitar. Shortly after which the band split up, Grunge happened, the guitar was worth half what I paid for it, and the rest is history. So anyhow, what I have here is a Charvel Model 3 from approximately 1988. Now the history of the Charvel guitars obviously is quite well known. I mean, Wayne Charvel started out with a repair shop in San Dimas, California in the mid-70s. He started making replacement bodies and necks for people who wanted to customise guitars. Then Mike Jackson got involved, and then shortly after that involvement started in around 1978, Wayne Charvel was bought out completely. The guitar company carried on under the Charvel name and started assembling their own guitars from their own made bodies and necks, yada yada yada. Then they branched out into Jackson guitars, and then they resurrected the Charvel brand name in 1987, made in Japan, and they're essentially versions of the guitars that were made in the USA under the Jackson brand name. Now this is a Model 3. It's the second series of the Model 3, which means it has the licensed Floyd Rose trem system, as opposed to the Kahler, which came on the original 1987 production run of these guitars. Like all of these guitars, it's got the confusing Fort Lauderdale, Texas neck plate, because that's where their importer office was, and that's where they allegedly did guitar inspections set up when they received them from the factory in Japan. And this one has still got the little paper "Made in Japan" sticker stuck on that neck plate to put a lie to the US address on it. In identifying features for these Charvel guitars, in case people don't know them, well, if it says Charvel and it comes from the 80s and it has a pointy headstock, it's Japanese. The other dead giveaway is the logo. The Charvel logo for the USA made San Dimas series guitars from the early to mid 80s it's this still stylized guitar type outline for the text here, but the guitar for the USA ones has a 6-a-side headstock. This one's got a pointy headstock. Sorry, has a Strat style headstock as opposed to the pointy headstock on this one. Other things on this guitar, well, this is a Floyd Rose, but it's not what you'd call a double locking Floyd Rose, as in it does not have a locking nut. It has a behind the nut lock, similar to the Kahler system, which I installed on the Kimbara, which I showed in an early video. It's got a maple neck with a scarf jointed headstock on here, rosewood board, medium jumbo frets. The body is, I guess, made out of some form of it's either basswood or sen or similar. Sounds more like it's basswood, to be honest, to me. The pickups are USA Jackson. Oh yeah, unlike a Fender neck, or rather unlike a Fender neck of the era, like a Fender neck of the modern era, it has an overhang on the fretboard, so you get the 22nd fret in there. The pickups are USA Jackson pickups, 2 single coils and a humbucker, 5-way switch, so obviously bridge, middle, probably that coil, the bridge facing coil of the humbucker and the middle pickup, and then the full humbucker. And if I run through those, through the amp here, just on a clean sound, you'll hear the differences I run through. So there's the neck pickup, middle and neck, middle, bridge and middle, and bridge. So you hear a big volume jump there as it goes from the single coil to the humbucker. What else to be said about this? Well, at some point in its life it was fitted with strap locks. It's not had a very hard life since I bought it, this guitar. It hasn't been played out much. This really, I turned into more of a blues rock guy in the mid-90s, and this guitar didn't really fit the bill. That said, I may give it an outing. I do have 2 other Charvel Model series guitars, but as I bought those in the earlier years of the 21st century, I won't be hitting those in this run through for at least 30 videos. So stay tuned. There's a Model 5A, a Model 3B bass, a Journeyman, and a USA Custom Shop Sandy Master comp. So, I'll just give you an idea of what this thing sounds like with a bit of grit and the bridge humbucker. You can see the Floyd still works. So there you have it. Mid to late 80s and all its cheesiness, the Charvel Model 3. Cheers now.